We all know that carrots are very healthy. However, this is not entirely true. Many people make at least 10 mistakes that can increase their risk of developing bladder, esophageal, colon, liver and pancreatic cancer, skin, breast and prostate cancer, as well as diseases such as diabetes and fatty liver disease. We were shocked at what we learned in preparing this video. In this video, we take an in-depth look at these 10 mistakes and suggest ways to avoid them. At the end of the video, we will share the 5 best recipes for cooking carrots as an anti-cancer remedy. This video will be extremely informative and helpful. So, if you want to become a master of your health, click like and let's get started. Right away, let's start with 10 common mistakes when eating carrots that can have negative health effects and even contribute to cancer. Number 1. Not thoroughly washing carrots. Mechanisms for increasing disease risk. 1. Pesticide accumulation. Pesticides and other chemicals used in agriculture to protect plants from pests and diseases can remain on the surface of carrots. When unwashed carrots are consumed, these substances are ingested. Some pesticides have carcinogenic properties, meaning they can cause cancer. They can interfere with normal cellular processes, causing DNA mutations that can lead to the formation of cancer cells. 2. Toxic effects on organs. Chronic exposure to pesticides can adversely affect various organs and systems of the body. The liver and kidneys, which are responsible for detoxification and excretion of harmful substances, can be put under increased strain, which in the long run can damage them and increase the risk of cancer. 3. Impact on the immune system. Some pesticides can weaken the immune system, making it harder for the body to fight cancer cells and infections. A weakened immune system also increases the risk of chronic inflammation, which can be a precursor to cancer development. Specific cancer risks are 1. Colon cancer. Consumption of pesticides is associated with an increased risk of colon cancer. Chemicals can cause damage to the intestinal mucosa, triggering inflammation and cell mutations. 2. Bladder cancer. Some studies show a link between pesticide consumption and bladder cancer. Chemicals once in the body are filtered by the kidneys and accumulate in the bladder, where they can cause cell damage and cancer development. 3. Liver cancer. The liver plays a key role in metabolizing and detoxifying pesticides. Chronic exposure to these chemicals can cause liver damage and increase the risk of liver cancer. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Wash thoroughly under running water. This will help remove surface contaminants and pesticide residues. 2. Using a vegetable brush. This is especially important for carrots, which have an uneven surface and shallow depressions. 3. Choosing organic produce. Organic produce is grown without the use of synthetic pesticides and chemical fertilizers, which reduces the risk of consuming harmful substances. 4. Soaking in a solution of vinegar or baking soda. This can help remove pesticides from the surface more effectively. 5. Checking water quality. Use clean and safe water to wash vegetables. Contaminated water may contain harmful microorganisms or chemicals that can also pose health risks. 6. Peeling and removing the peel. In some cases, it may be advisable to peel carrots, especially if you have doubts about the quality of the methods used in growing carrots. However, it is worth remembering that the peel also contains many nutrients. 7. Source control. Buy carrots from trusted growers and stores that monitor the quality of their produce and minimize the use of harmful chemicals. Conclusion: washing carrots thoroughly before consumption is an important step to protect your health and minimize the risk of cancer. Removing pesticides and other contaminants from the surface of carrots helps to reduce the likelihood of toxic exposures that can cause cancer. Following simple hygiene practices and making informed food choices can help you stay healthy and reduce your risk of cancer. Number 2. Consumption of large quantities of raw carrots. Mechanisms for increased risk of disease. 1. Digestive difficulties. Raw carrots are rich in insoluble fiber, which can be difficult to digest for some people. Dietary fiber increases the volume of food in the stomach and intestine, which can cause mechanical irritation of the gastrointestinal walls and promote inflammation. 2. Bloating and discomfort. The high fiber and sugar content of raw carrots can cause fermentation processes in the intestines, leading to increased gas and bloating. This can be particularly problematic for people with irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or other functional gastrointestinal disorders. 3. Formation of nitrosamines. Raw carrots may contain nitrates, which can convert to nitrosamines in the stomach under certain conditions. Nitrosamines are considered carcinogens that can damage cell DNA and promote the development of cancerous tumors. Specific cancer risks are: 1. Gastric cancer. Studies show that increased consumption of nitrates and nitrosamines may be associated with an increased risk of gastric cancer. These substances can interact with stomach enzymes and acids to create carcinogenic compounds that damage the gastric mucosa. 2. Colon cancer. Chronic inflammation caused by constant irritation of the intestinal walls by insoluble fiber may increase the risk of colorectal cancer. Prolonged exposure to irritating agents may promote the conversion of normal cells to malignant cells. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Moderation in consumption. It is important to exercise moderation in the consumption of raw carrots. It is advisable to include a variety of fruits and vegetables in the diet to avoid overconsumption of a single product. 2. Pre-processing. To reduce the potential formation of nitrosamines, you can pre-blanch carrots before consumption. This helps reduce nitrate levels and improve nutrient absorption. 3. Combining with other foods. Combine raw carrots with foods rich in antioxidants such as citrus fruits, green leafy vegetables, and berries. Antioxidants help neutralize free radicals and reduce the risk of carcinogenic compounds. 4. Digestive monitoring. People with sensitive stomachs or GI conditions should closely monitor their body's reaction to raw carrots. If symptoms of discomfort occur, it is better to limit its consumption or switch to heat-treated carrots. 5. Regular checkups. Regular health checkups and diagnostics can help detect early signs of possible health problems. If you have a predisposition to gastrointestinal diseases, be sure to consult your doctor about your diet. Conclusion: consuming large amounts of raw carrots can lead to negative health effects, including an increased risk of stomach and colon cancer. It is important to exercise moderation, pre-process carrots, and take into account individual body characteristics. Following these guidelines will help minimize risks and maintain good health. Number 3. Excess carrot juice consumption. Mechanisms of increased disease risk. 1. Carotenemia. Excessive consumption of carrot juice can lead to a condition known as carotenemia. Carotenemia occurs due to excessive accumulation of carotene in the blood, which causes yellowish discoloration of the skin, especially on the palms of the hands and soles of the feet. Carotene is a precursor of vitamin A, and an excess of it can lead to toxic effects on the body. 2. Phototoxic reactions. Elevated levels of carotene in the blood can increase the skin's sensitivity to ultraviolet radiation, causing phototoxic reactions. These reactions can manifest as sunburns even with moderate sun exposure. Specific cancer risks. 1. Skin cancer. Excessive carotene intake can increase the risk of developing skin cancer. Carotene, when accumulated in the body, can have a toxic effect on skin cells. At the same time, increased sensitivity to ultraviolet radiation may contribute to DNA damage to skin cells and the development of malignant tumors. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Moderate consumption of carrot juice. Carrot juice consumption should be limited to avoid excessive carotene accumulation in the body. It is recommended to consume no more than 1 glass of carrot juice per day and monitor the total carotene levels in the diet. 2. Balanced diet. It is important to maintain a balanced diet that includes a variety of sources of vitamins and minerals. Carrot juice alone should not be relied upon as a source of vitamin A. Including other fruits and vegetables in the diet will help prevent excessive carotene accumulation. 3. Sun protection. People who frequently consume carrot juice should be especially careful to protect their skin from ultraviolet radiation. Using sunscreen, wearing protective clothing, and avoiding prolonged sun exposure will help reduce the risk of phototoxic reactions. 4. Regular medical checkups. Periodic medical checkups will help monitor vitamin A and carotene levels in the body. Consultation with your doctor will help to detect and prevent possible adverse effects of excessive consumption of carrot juice in time. Conclusion: excessive consumption of carrot juice can lead to carotenemia and increased sensitivity to ultraviolet radiation, which increases the risk of skin cancer. It is important to practice moderation, dietary variety, and sun protection measures. These steps will help minimize your risks and keep your skin and entire body healthy. Number 4. Immoderate consumption of carrots with other foods. Mechanisms for increasing disease risk. 1. Undesirable effects on digestion. Some foods, when combined with carrots, can cause digestive disorders. This is especially true for dairy products such as milk. The interaction of carotene from carrots with calcium in milk can lead to difficulty in digestion, which manifests as abdominal pain, bloating, or diarrhea. 2. Inflammation. Prolonged digestive disorders can cause chronic inflammation in the gastrointestinal tract. Chronic inflammation can promote cell mutation and the development of malignant tumors. Inflammation creates a favorable environment for cellular DNA damage, which can lead to carcinogenesis. Specific cancer risks are: 1. Gastrointestinal cancer. Digestive disorders and associated inflammation can increase the risk of gastrointestinal cancer. Chronic inflammation is a known risk factor for these cancers because it promotes the accumulation of damage in the DNA of gastric and intestinal mucosal cells. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Avoid combining carrots with dairy products. For some people, combining carrots with milk or other dairy products can cause digestive upset. If you have such problems, it is better to avoid these combinations or consume them in moderation. 2. Monitoring individual reactions. It is important to monitor your body's reactions to different food combinations. If you notice unpleasant symptoms after consuming carrots with certain foods, try to eliminate such combinations from your diet. 3. Balanced diet. Maintain a varied and balanced diet to ensure that your body gets all the nutrients it needs. Combine carrots with other vegetables and foods that are well digested and do not cause digestive problems. 4. Regular health checkups. Get periodic health checkups to monitor your gastrointestinal health. Consulting with your doctor can help detect and prevent possible food-related problems in time. 5. Measures to reduce inflammation. Consume foods with anti-inflammatory properties, such as oily fish, nuts, and berries. This will help reduce the overall level of inflammation in the body and reduce the risk of inflammation in the stomach and intestines. Conclusion: immoderate consumption of carrots in combination with other foods, especially dairy, can cause digestive upset and inflammation, increasing the risk of developing stomach and colon cancer. It is important to consider individual body reactions, maintain a balanced diet, and get regular medical checkups to minimize these risks and protect your health. Number 5. Consumption of carrots with highly processed foods. Consuming carrots in conjunction with highly processed foods such as hot dogs, canned soups, or ready-to-eat meals can significantly increase the risk of cancer. Industrial processing often adds preservatives, colorings, and other chemical additives to such foods, which can have negative health effects. Mechanisms of increased disease risk are: 1. Preservatives and carcinogens. Processed foods often contain preservatives such as nitrates and nitrates, which can convert to nitrosamines in the stomach. Nitrosamines are known for their carcinogenic properties and can significantly increase the risk of cancer, especially stomach and colon cancer. 2. Artificial colors and additives. Many processed foods contain artificial colors and additives that can cause mutations in cells and promote cancer. For example, dyes such as yellow 5 and Re40 have been associated with an increased risk of cancer with long-term consumption. 3. High salt and sugar. Processed foods are often high in salt and sugar, which can contribute to inflammation and increased cancer risk. Inflammatory processes in the body create favorable conditions for cell mutations and their subsequent transformation into malignant tumors. Specific cancer risks are: 1. Gastric cancer. Consuming carrots along with highly processed foods containing nitrates can significantly increase the risk of developing gastric cancer. Nitrites react with proteins in the stomach to form nitrosamines, which are highly carcinogenic. 2. Colon cancer. Combining carrots with processed foods rich in preservatives and artificial additives can lead to inflammatory bowel disease, which increases the risk of colorectal cancer. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Avoid highly processed foods. Whenever possible, you should limit your intake of processed foods such as hot dogs, canned soups, and ready-to-eat meals. Instead, fresh and natural foods should be favored. 2. Cook for yourself. Cooking at home allows you to control the composition and quality of ingredients used, which reduces the risk of consuming harmful additives and preservatives. 3. Read labels. Careful reading of food labels can help identify harmful additives and preservatives such as nitrites, artificial colors, and sugar. Try to choose foods with minimal additives and preservatives. 4. Eat fresh carrots. Fresh, unprocessed carrots contain more nutrients and fewer harmful additives, which reduces the risk of cancer. As a reminder, at the end of the video, we will give 5 best recipes for cooking carrots as an anti-cancer remedy. Number 6. Overheating carrots during cooking. Roasting or baking carrots at high temperatures can lead to the formation of carcinogenic compounds such as acrylamides. Acrylamides are chemicals that form in foods high in carbohydrates when cooked at high temperatures. These compounds have mutagenic and carcinogenic properties and can significantly increase the risk of various cancers, particularly stomach and colon cancer. The mechanisms of increased disease risk are: 1. Acrylamide formation. Acrylamides are formed through the Maillard reaction, which occurs when foods are cooked at high temperatures, over 120 degrees Celsius. Carrots, like other vegetables high in carbohydrates, are susceptible to this process. Prolonged or intense heating of carrots, especially when roasting or baking, leads to the formation of these dangerous compounds. 2. Carcinogenic properties of acrylamides. Acrylamides, once in the body, can interact with the DNA of cells, causing mutations. These mutations can lead to uncontrolled cell division and eventually the formation of malignant tumors. Studies have shown that acrylamides can cause tumors in various organs, including the stomach and intestines. Specific cancer risks are: 1. Stomach cancer. Overheating carrots by roasting or baking can lead to the formation of acrylamides, which can increase the risk of stomach cancer if consumed regularly. This is because acrylamides can damage the gastric mucosa and cause chronic inflammation that promotes the development of malignant tumors. 2. Colon cancer. Acrylamides formed when carrots are overheated can also increase the risk of colon cancer. These substances can cause inflammation and damage to intestinal cells, which over time can lead to the formation of cancerous tumors. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Avoid high temperatures. Try to cook carrots at moderate temperatures. For example, braising or boiling carrots at low temperatures is a safer cooking method compared to roasting or baking at high temperatures. 2. Use proper cooking methods. Favor cooking methods that do not result in the formation of acrylamides. This may include boiling, steaming, or stewing. These methods preserve the beneficial substances in carrots and reduce the risk of carcinogens. 3. Reduce cooking time. Avoid cooking carrots for long periods of time at high temperatures. Short cooking times at moderate temperatures help preserve nutrients and minimize acrylamide formation. 4. Regular consumption of fresh vegetables. Consume carrots in raw or minimally processed form to avoid the formation of harmful compounds. Raw carrots are a great source of nutrients and antioxidants that promote health and prevent cancer. By following these tips, you can reduce the risk of carcinogenic compounds from cooking carrots and therefore reduce your chances of developing stomach and colon cancer. Number 7. Sloppy storage of carrots. Carrots, like other vegetables, require proper storage conditions to retain their freshness and nutritional value. Improper storage can lead to spoilage of the produce, which creates a favorable environment for mold and fungal infections. Fungal toxins such as mycotoxins produced can pose serious health risks and increase the risk of various cancers. Mechanisms of increased disease risk are: 1. Formation of fungal toxins. Mycotoxins such as aflatoxins are products of mold fungi. These toxins can form on the surface of carrots when stored improperly, especially under conditions of high humidity and heat. Aflatoxins have potent carcinogenic properties and can cause mutations in body cells. 2. Effects on the body. The ingestion of mycotoxins through the consumption of spoiled carrots can lead to a variety of adverse health effects. Mycotoxins can damage DNA, cause chronic inflammation, and suppress the immune system, which promotes the development of cancerous tumors. Specific cancer risks are: 1. Liver cancer. Aflatoxins, often formed when carrots are spoiled, have strong carcinogenic effects on the liver. They can cause mutations in liver cells, leading to the formation of malignant tumors. Chronic consumption of foods containing aflatoxins significantly increases the risk of liver cancer. 2. Gastrointestinal cancer. Mycotoxins can also cause gastrointestinal cancer. Consumption of carrots contaminated with mold can damage the gastric and intestinal mucosa, causing chronic inflammation and increasing the likelihood of cancerous tumors. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Proper storage. Store carrots in a cool, dry, and dark place. The ideal storage temperature for carrots is around 32 to 39 degrees Fahrenheit. Using a refrigerator will help maintain freshness and prevent mold development. 2. Moisture control. Avoid high humidity when storing carrots. Excess moisture promotes the growth of mold fungi. It is recommended to store carrots in plastic bags with holes for ventilation or in containers with lids that allow air circulation. 3. Regular inspection. Periodically inspect carrots for signs of spoilage. Remove spoiled or moldy root vegetables to prevent mold from spreading to healthy vegetables. 4. Proper packaging. When storing carrots in the refrigerator, use paper towels or napkins to absorb excess moisture. This will help prevent condensation and mold development. 5. Pre-treatment. Before storing, wash carrots thoroughly and remove soil and dirt that may contain mold spores. However, after washing, be sure to dry the carrots to avoid excess moisture. Conclusion: proper storage of carrots is an important step in preventing fungal toxins and minimizing the risk of cancer. By following these tips, you can preserve the nutritional benefits of carrots and protect yourself from the negative consequences of consuming spoiled produce. Very soon we will move on to the 5 best recipes for cooking carrots as an anti-cancer remedy. Number 8. Consumption of carrots with low-quality additives. Using carrots in cooking can bring great health benefits, but if they are cooked with low-quality oils or seasonings, it can lead to the absorption of harmful substances such as trans fats and other carcinogens. These substances can significantly increase the risk of developing various cancers. Mechanisms of increased disease risk. 1. Trans fats. Trans fats are formed by the hydrogenation of vegetable oils, a process that increases the shelf life of foods but makes the fats extremely unhealthy. These fats can be present in low-quality cooking oils and many prepared condiments and sauces. 2. Oxidized fats. When oils, especially vegetable oils, are overheated, fats can oxidize. This leads to the formation of harmful free radicals and other oxidized products that can damage cells and DNA, promoting the development of cancerous tumors. 3. Carcinogens. Some low-quality oils and condiments may contain or form carcinogens when cooked. For example, certain flavorings and colorings used in industrial seasonings may be potentially carcinogenic. Specific cancer risks. 1. Gastric and intestinal cancer. Consumption of trans fats and oxidized fats can cause inflammation in the stomach and intestines, which increases the risk of developing cancer of these organs. Continuous exposure to these harmful substances can lead to chronic inflammation and damage to gastric and intestinal mucosal cells, which contributes to carcinogenesis. 2. Breast and prostate cancer. Studies show that a diet high in trans fats may be associated with an increased risk of breast and prostate cancer. This is due to the negative effects of trans fats on the hormonal background and metabolic processes in the body. Practical recommendations for protection. 1. Use high-quality oils. Choose oils high in mono and polyunsaturated fats, such as olive oil, flaxseed oil, or avocado oil. These oils contain healthy fats and antioxidants that promote health and prevent inflammation. 2. Avoid oils high in trans fats. Avoid hydrogenated and partially hydrogenated oils, which may contain trans fats. These oils are often used in margarine, baked goods, and fast food. 3. Proper cooking. Do not overheat oils when cooking. Try to cook on medium to low heat to prevent fats from oxidizing and forming harmful substances. 4. Use natural seasonings. Favor natural seasonings and spices without additives and preservatives. Spices such as turmeric, ginger, garlic, and rosemary have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. 5. Check the composition of foods. Carefully examine the composition of seasonings and sauces before buying. Avoid products containing artificial colors, flavors, and preservatives, which can be potentially carcinogenic. Conclusion: choosing the right oils and seasonings when cooking carrots can significantly reduce the risk of cancer. Use only high-quality products and follow safe cooking tips to protect your health and enjoy the health benefits of carrots. Number 9. Excess consumption of carrots with high sugar content. Consuming carrots in large quantities by itself can be healthy due to the vitamin and antioxidant content. However, if carrots are cooked with added sugar or syrup, it can lead to excessive sugar intake. High sugar consumption has been linked to a variety of negative health effects, including an increased risk of developing cancers, such as liver and pancreatic cancer. The mechanisms for increased disease risk are: 1. Insulin resistance and diabetes. High sugar intake can lead to insulin resistance, which in turn can cause type 2 diabetes. Diabetes and high insulin levels are associated with an increased risk of liver and pancreatic cancer. Insulin and insulin-like growth factor, IGF, can promote the growth and multiplication of cancer cells. 2. Chronic inflammation. Excess sugar intake can cause chronic inflammation in the body. Inflammation is a key factor in the development of many cancers. Inflammation can damage cells and DNA, which increases the likelihood of mutations and tumor development. 3. Fatty liver disease. Consuming large amounts of sugar, especially fructose, can contribute to the development of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD. NAFLD is a known risk factor for liver cancer. Fructose is metabolized in the liver and can contribute to fat accumulation, which causes inflammation and damage to liver tissue. 4. Obesity. High sugar intake can lead to weight gain and obesity, which is a significant risk factor for many cancers, including liver and pancreatic cancer. Obesity causes hormonal changes and inflammation that can contribute to cancer development. Specific risks are: 1. Liver cancer. Consuming large amounts of sugar can lead to fat accumulation in the liver and the development of fatty liver disease, which increases the risk of liver cancer. Chronic inflammation and liver cell damage contribute to carcinogenesis. 2. Pancreatic cancer. Insulin resistance and high insulin levels caused by excess sugar intake can promote the growth and multiplication of cancer cells in the pancreas. Obesity and chronic inflammation also play an important role in the development of this type of cancer. Practical recommendations for protection. To minimize your risk of developing cancer by consuming carrots, follow these guidelines. 1. Limit sugar intake. Avoid adding sugar or syrup when cooking carrots. Instead, use natural sweeteners such as honey or maple syrup in moderation. 2. Use natural ingredients. Cook carrots with natural ingredients such as spices and herbs that contain no added sugar and have antioxidant properties. 3. Control portion sizes. Moderation is the key to a healthy diet. Even healthy foods like carrots can be harmful in excessive amounts, especially if they are cooked with added sugar. 4. Balanced diet. Include carrots in a balanced diet rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grain products, and healthy fats. Avoid excess consumption of sugary foods and beverages. 5. Check the composition of foods. Study the composition of prepared foods and avoid those that contain high levels of added sugar or syrups. Conclusion: to reduce the risk of cancer, it is important to limit sugar intake and avoid added sugar while cooking carrots. Using natural ingredients and following a balanced diet will help you stay healthy and take advantage of all the health benefits of carrots without negative effects on your body. Number 10. Failure to take individual characteristics into account. Each person has unique body characteristics that can affect the response to various foods, including carrots. Ignoring these individual characteristics can lead to undesirable consequences that can affect health in the long run and increase the risk of developing various diseases, including cancer. Allergic reactions. 1. Carrot allergy. Carrot allergy is a relatively rare but possible problem. People who are allergic to carrots may experience symptoms such as itching, rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, and anaphylaxis. Allergic reactions can cause inflammation and tissue damage, which in some cases can lead to chronic inflammation that increases the risk of cancer. 2. Oral allergy syndrome, SOA. Some people may develop oral allergy syndrome, where raw carrots cause itching and swelling in the mouth and throat area. This is due to a cross-reaction between proteins in carrots and tree pollen. Chronic inflammation of the mucous membranes can increase the risk of cell mutations and hence cancer. Digestive problems. 1. Digestive difficulties. Some people may have difficulty digesting raw carrots, which can lead to abdominal pain, bloating, and discomfort. Chronic digestive problems can cause inflammation in the gastrointestinal tract, which increases the risk of stomach and colon cancer. 2. Chronic GI disease. People with chronic gastrointestinal conditions such as irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, or Crohn's disease may experience an exacerbation of symptoms when eating carrots. Inflammatory bowel disease increases the risk of developing colon cancer due to persistent inflammation and damage to the mucosa. Individual differences in metabolism. 1. Intolerance to certain components. Some people may have individual intolerance to certain components of carrots, such as carotenoids. High doses of carotenoids can accumulate in the body and cause carotenemia, resulting in skin discoloration. In rare cases, this may be associated with an increased risk of skin cancer. 2. Genetic predisposition. Genetic predisposition to certain types of cancer can be increased by exposure to certain nutritional factors. For example, people with mutations in genes related to carotenoid metabolism may have an increased risk of developing cancer with a high intake of carrots. Recommendations for consideration of individual differences. 1. Consultation with a physician. It is recommended that you consult with a physician before making significant dietary changes, including increasing your carrot intake, especially if you have chronic medical conditions or allergies. 2. Gradual introduction of the product. The introduction of carrots into the diet should be gradual in order to observe possible reactions of the body. This will help to detect individual intolerance or allergic reactions. 3. Keeping a food diary. Keeping a food diary can help monitor reactions to carrots and other foods, identifying potential problems and allowing for dietary adjustments. 4. Use alternatives. If carrots cause negative reactions, consider using alternative vegetables that provide similar nutrients but are better tolerated by your body. 5. Processing carrots. Sometimes heat processing carrots can reduce the likelihood of negative reactions. Steaming or boiling carrots can make them easier to digest and reduce the risk of allergic reactions. Conclusion: being mindful of individual differences in carrot consumption is an important aspect of preventing unwanted health effects, including the risk of cancer. Understanding how your body reacts to carrots and following precautions will help minimize these risks and take advantage of all the health benefits of this vegetable. Now for the best part: 5 best recipes for cooking carrots as an anti-cancer remedy. Recipe number 1. Carrot and ginger soup. Ingredients: 450 g carrots, peeled and sliced 1 large onion, chopped 2 cloves of garlic, chopped 1 tablespoon fresh ginger, grated 1 liter vegetable broth, 250 milliliters coconut milk, 2 tablespoons olive oil, salt and pepper to taste, fresh cilantro for decoration. Instructions: 1. In a large saucepan, heat olive oil over medium heat. Add onion and garlic. Fry until soft. 2. Add carrots and ginger. Cook for another 5 minutes. 3. Pour in the vegetable broth. Bring to a boil. Then reduce heat and simmer until the carrots are soft, about 20 minutes. 4. Use an immersion blender to puree the soup until smooth. Add the coconut milk. 5. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Serve, garnished with fresh cilantro. Recipe number 2. Carrot and apple salad. Ingredients: 4 large carrots, grated 1 large apple, grated 1/4 cup raisins, 1/4 cup chopped walnuts, 2 tablespoons fresh lemon juice, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 tablespoon honey, salt and pepper to taste. Instructions: 1. In a large bowl, combine the grated carrots, apple, raisins, and walnuts. 2. In a small bowl, whisk together lemon juice, olive oil, honey, salt, and pepper. 3. Pour the dressing over the carrot mixture and mix well. 4. Serve immediately or chill in the refrigerator for better flavor. Recipe number 3. Hummus made from roasted carrots and turmeric. Ingredients: 4 large carrots, peeled and sliced, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of ground turmeric, 1 can, 400 g chickpeas, drained and rinsed 1/4 cup tahini, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 2 garlic cloves, minced 1 teaspoon cumin, salt and pepper to taste, water as needed. Instructions: 1. Preheat the oven to 200 degrees C. Mix the carrots with 1 tablespoon of olive oil, turmeric, salt and pepper. Spread on a baking tray and bake for 20-25 minutes until soft. 2. In a food processor, combine the roasted carrots, chickpeas, tahini, lemon juice, garlic, cumin, and remaining olive oil. Blend until smooth. 3. If hummus is too thick, add water 1 tablespoon at a time until desired consistency. 4. Season with salt and pepper to taste. Serve with fresh vegetables or pita bread. Recipe number 4. Carrot and beet juice. Ingredients: 4 large carrots, 2 medium beets, 1 large apple, 2.5 centimeters piece of fresh ginger, 1 lemon, peeled. Instructions: 1. Wash and cut all ingredients into pieces suitable for your juicer. 2. Pass the carrot, beet, apple, ginger, and lemon through your juicer. 3. Stir the juice and serve immediately for maximum freshness. Recipe number 5. Carrot and lentil salad. Ingredients: 1 cup green or brown lentils, rinsed 4 large carrots, peeled and grated 1 small red onion, finely chopped 1/4 cup fresh parsley, chopped 2 tablespoons fresh lemon juice, 2 tablespoons olive oil, 1 teaspoon ground cumin, salt and pepper to taste. Instructions: 1. Cook the lentils in a large pot of boiling water until soft, about 20-25 minutes. Drain and cool. 2. In a large bowl, combine lentils, grated carrots, red onion, and parsley. 3. In a small bowl, whisk together the lemon juice, olive oil, cumin, salt, and pepper. 4. Pour the dressing over the lentil and carrot mixture and stir. 5. Serve chilled or at room temperature. These recipes allow you to incorporate carrots into your diet in a variety of ways, maximizing their nutritional and anti-cancer properties. Enjoy these healthy and delicious dishes. What are your thoughts on these? Do you agree with these statements? If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. More information on this topic can be found at the links in the description below this video and on our channel.
Subscribe and hit the bell for all notifications. Please like and share this video with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors for their support. I eagerly await your comments and encourage you to watch these useful videos.